What a lucky start to my day. The first person I run into is you, my esteemed friend. I'm sure the rest of the day will be absolutely delightful.
I'm gonna start with this.
Looking for peace while the shadows linger. There's no voice but us.
They are all available by now, right? They should be.
No one can hear the cry of a drifter. So please, let's see the real face. Let's see the sweet light behind the mask of wine. Yes, so please, let's call her real name.
And so, this group of criminals who fled to White Sands has been apprehended. However, the leader of their town somehow found out about you and specifically requested that the chief of MBCC oversee the extradition process. Therefore, the council hopes you can spare some time to make the trip. There won't be much required of you. The FAC will handle all security arrangements. Your presence alone would be greatly appreciated. Why not? That couldn't be better. On behalf of Nirvana, we really appreciate your understanding. Is there anything else? If not, just a moment. There are a few other matters I'd like to bring to your attention. Here's the situation. We've recently learned that an East Side fugitive has fled to that same town. According to reliable sources, this individual is a sinner with dangerous abilities. Do you have any identifying information? Yes, we do. Her name is Parfait, and she refers to herself as East Side's investment guru. You may have heard of her. Yeah, I've heard of her. I've always been curious. What exactly did she do to get on your radar? 6 months ago, Parfait used various methods to fabricate massive amounts of false information about Hypercube. This scheme resulted in catastrophic financial losses for hundreds of investors and caused irreparable harm to the Hypercube market stability. Truth be told, we consider her the most damaging financial criminal this city has ever seen. Alright, I get it. I'll keep an eye out for this Parfait when I'm there. Don't get your hopes up too high. She may well be gone before I arrive. Of course, we completely understand. We knew this would take time from the very beginning. Honestly, just having you keep an eye on the situation is already an enormous help. Here's Parfait's complete dossier. We're not expecting you to arrest her. You could just gather some first-hand intelligence when convenient. We'd be extremely grateful. Well, that was boring. Wasn't that image... Couldn't get a single useful lead in the end. The hell's with that drip? Forget it. Excuse me. So when does this happen in the timeline? Near the end. I know Path to Nowhere's time is 4 months into the future. Since in other words, real time for China. Of course, the timeline of Path to Nowhere, the story of Path to Nowhere is never told linearly. Plenty of things happen in the future as there are as many things that happen in the past, or vice versa. Such as pretty much most of the events that took place before Chapter 7's release. Excuse me, do you have any hot water? Wonderful, thank you. Would you like some? Sure. Paper cup. Oh, right. Those are actually made of paper, I forgot. Are you from this city or east side? I've spent some time around White Sands for work, and now I have a few matters to attend to in east side. I'm on my way back. What do you do for work? Just a bit of financial investing here and there. Finance? Wait, you're not some big shot from east side, are you? Oh no. I've been fortunate to receive such kindness from my fellow investors in east side. And while they've generously referred to me as an investment guru, I'm afraid the title is far too flattering. Truthfully, my passions lie more in the realms of art, cuisine, and fashion. Rather than a financer, I suppose you could say I fancy myself a professional hedonist. Wow, what stroke of luck. Actually meet a kindred spirit aboard the sand ship. What extraordinary luck this is. Not at all. I just happen to know some friends who work in the arts. Yeah, detainees. Oh, you're far too modest. Your depth of knowledge and cultural refinement couldn't possibly come from just knowing some friends. Some of your insights on music and fine arts are truly remarkable. I must admit they leave me in awe. Speaking of which, I actually came back specifically for this year's spring concert. A fine lady as yourself surely wouldn't miss it, would you? I suppose so. That would be absolutely wonderful. Blah, Jesus Christ, my accent. It seems our time together has come to an end. Well, I've never once wished a sand ship voyage could last longer. Oh, before you go, might I offer you a ride back? I'd be happy to accompany you. That won't... Actually... Yeah, no. That would be stupid. My business partner will be arriving shortly in my extended raid. I had the interior custom designed by the finest artisans. I've spent spared, of course, and I always keep my personal wine selection on hand. Would you... Thank you, but I have plans with a friend. I see. What a shame. That's quite alright. So long as we're both in this city, I'm certain our paths will cross again. Accomplice really show up? Forget it. Let's close the net. Need a ride? Thank you so much. Wait, right, she's supposed to be like poor, right? Of course, no, nothing lavish is gonna pick her up, but like, why would she offer? Wasn't that like super risky? And here she is. Who could have imagined my first encounter with the distinguished MBCC chief would be quite so undignified? I must admit, there's a certain charm in the unexpected. Perhaps one day this will serve as a rather entertaining story over cocktails. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I'm Parfait Medici, Executive Director and Investment Advisor at Tulip Holdings. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Chief. Likewise. It's not something we would say. Your reputation as the investment guru certainly precedes you. I've been hearing about your impressive track record for some time now. You're the orphaned heir of Robert Medici, a wealthy merchant who lived abroad. Since your return to this city in NF-108, you've become one of high society's most prominent figures. Through your accomplishments in finance and the arts and other pursuits, you've earned a reputation as the epitome of East Side aristocracy. You're too kind. As I mentioned before, it's all far too flattering. But ever since you disappeared from East Side's public eye 6 months ago, your reputation as the investment guru has taken a steep nosedive. Even Tulip Holdings, where you're employed, is struggling with bankruptcy rumors right now. That's simply the way high society operates. No matter how earnestly I tried to connect with everyone, it's impossible to win them over all by the end. Indeed, Tulip Holdings faced some unfavorable press 6 months ago when I was in the Outlands overseeing a significant business transaction that demanded my full attention. Regrettably, this meant I was able to address the situation as promptly as I would have liked. As you can see, my enemies naturally took advantage of the circumstances to amplify rumors and distort the facts. I'm afraid that's also why my business partners felt so compelled to withdraw. Of course, I understand this decision completely. Had I been in their position, I might have done the same. However, now that Parfait has returned to this city, where her loyalty lies, the rumors will naturally fade away. This entire situation will be resolved smoothly. Rest assured, the investment guru would never allow her investor friends to suffer any losses. And so, "6 months ago, you announced the discovery of an outland hypercube mine. However, there's still no visible progress or any mining operation. It appears your actions were nothing more than fraudulent market manipulation with serious consequences for both hypercube trade and the city's economy." I must say, that seems a rather uncharitable remark. My return to the city is precisely to bring back the latest updates on the outland hypercube mine. The hypercube situation was just the beginning. After that incident, off East Side, from government officials to affected corporations began investigating you. Some now question whether your entire identity is legitimate. Contrary to initial assumptions, Parfait is no aristocratic orphan but a West District slum native, with a history of fraud. Notably, her emergence coincided precisely with East Side's bank counterfeit currency case. With her sinner status now confirmed, we assess she likely employed her abilities to facilitate these crimes. Might I ask if these files, or more precisely these unflattering reports, came from Nirvana? No comment. This assertion about disrupting the hypercube market is merely Nirvana's side of the story. After all, if there truly were no hypercube mine in the Outlands, how would an ordinary investor like me have acquired such a substantial quantity? If you consider it thoughtfully, the discovery of an outline hypercube mine is undoubtedly an unequivocal boon for all of humanity with no conceivable drawbacks. The only ones who might oppose this, who would see their interests jeopardized, are Nirvana. After all, their corporate supremacy hinges entirely on their monopoly over hypercubes, so naturally they'll resort to any means to undermine me, even exploiting my status as a sinner. Not just to attack me personally, but to tarnish the credibility of all the capital under my name. Please tell me, Chief. Surely in today's city, being a sinner still isn't a crime, is it? I guess not. Exactly. Just look at this city. Whether among traders, the FAC, the council artists, or even Nirvana's own circle, sinners can be found in every sphere of influence. Already NF-115, and yet some still resort to exploiting antiquated East Sider prejudices, employing such crude and outdated tactics simply because I've chanced their monopoly. Utterly absurd, don't you think? Your status as a sinner isn't the issue here. Whether you've ever used your abilities for illegal activities. Based on the intelligence and evidence from Nirvana regarding the counterfeit currency case, everything indeed points to your involvement. Yeah, you're dodging the question here. But from my perspective, what they refer to as damning evidence appears to be little more than malicious speculation built on thin air. It is true that I have dined with individuals from the West District who may be connected to counterfeit currency distribution. Let me be clear. These were not private gatherings. On the contrary, invitations to Parfai's dinner party have always been extended publicly, as a matter of record. My guests represent every industry and district in this city, including, I might add, a number of my detractors, the very people now circulating these rumors. If their own logic were to be followed, wouldn't that implicate them just as readily in this accusation? After all, this is neither a court of law nor the office of the financial inspection team. Arguing over whether the evidence is comprehensive here seems rather pointless, don't you think? Frankly, if Nirvana truly had solid evidence, they would never have circumvented the proper channels by using you to detain me. Nor would they have wasted all this effort on their smear campaign against me. She does indeed have a point. In fact, I would welcome the opportunity to face them in court and let them accuse me of identity fraud and counterfeiting. I'd be more than prepared to counter-sue for defamation and anti-competitive behavior. So you came back specifically to take legal action against Nirvana? But no. I have no interest in wasting my time on something like that. Why not? One successful lawsuit could easily restore your reputation and save Tulip Holdings. Wouldn't that be worth it? Got it all wrong. Personal reputation lawsuits are pure bad debt. Even if I exhaust myself winning, the returns are negligible. It would only wear down the investor's patience without meaningful gain. What truly matters to investors, after all, is profitability. The potential for future returns. That's precisely why I've dedicated the past 6 months to advancing hypercubes and mining operations in the Outlands. But you did come back after all. Can you just set the record straight while you're here? There's really no need for that. A touch of doubt can actually strengthen trust over time. Once the hypercube shipments arrive, those making a scene now will surely be eager for a piece of the cake. Why indulge in pointless debates? What's the real reason you came back? For the spring concert, of course. Didn't I mention to see you on the sand ship? It's the most prestigious event for musicians across all of the city, and even the Outlands. This annual celebration has practically become the city's cultural emblem. And to think Maestro Yuragyo announced at the start of the year that the spring concert would be his final public performance. My friends and I promised to attend together 6 months ago. I simply couldn't bear to disappoint them. Well, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. I don't understand what you mean. As per regulations, the MBCC is responsible for monitoring sinners suspected of criminal activity to protect this city from further harm. You must be joking. How could I possibly cause any? Just a clarify, MBCC operates differently from this Public Security Bureau and Financial Inspection Team you're familiar with. Unlike those agencies, we don't permit bail. We do now, technically. Also, we maintain detention authority over sinners until their charges are fully resolved. I want to believe what you've told me. I won't be sending you to Nirvana, but higher-ups have you flagged. Can't just let you walk out of here. Here's the plan. With so many people looking to settle scores with you anyway, think of this as protective custody. You'll stay in the bureau while we verify the intel together. Once everything checks out, you're free to go. Fair warning though, this could take some time. For how long? If all goes well, 10 days to 2 weeks. Can I go out at all during that time? Strictly speaking, absolutely not. Wait! Hold on. The spring concert is next week! Can't you watch the live stream? Oh no, a live stream is an entirely different matter altogether. A maestro's farewell performance, with the most extraordinary lineup in years. If I could witness such a masterpiece in person, I'd carry that regret with me forever. Just the thought of missing it would leave me wistful for years to come. If it's that important to you, I could make an exception for that one night. You'd be under full surveillance the entire time. Do you mean it? But one night simply won't be enough. First, I'll need to secure tickets. Considering pre-sales ended ages ago, I'll have to reach out to someone from the box office directly. And there are the friends I've invited. It's already been half a year since I left, and it would feel terribly unkind if I didn't make the time to see them in person. Chief, please. This is really the one thing I couldn't bear to miss. For the concert, I'll gladly assist you with all you need. Anything within my ability. You have my word. Gee. As it turns out, I could use your help collecting some intel. Please, go ahead. I'm more than happy to share everything I know. I won't hold back a single detail. About 6 months ago, right during your most active period, I received an anonymous letter while on official duty. Whoever sent it did me a real favor. I'm sure they're sitting on far more valuable information. Problem is, I've spent half a year digging and still can't crack them down. I was thinking someone with your financial success and connections might be able to help uncover some leads. Leave it to me. Once the concert's over, I'll reach out to my entire network to help you investigate this thoroughly. I appreciate it. You'll need to share your schedule with me. I have to accompany you wherever you go. I hope you understand. Of course. Please rest assured I'll not let you down. Shit, that was 20 minutes. You know, we have the time to still personally interrogate and do these kinds of things. Our sinners must be ridiculously well behaved.
Shadows stretching in the dark.
Aw, man. When are they gonna rerun Night of Museum? Night of Wonders. Blah. Oh hey, it's this guy. His name's Hans. Holy shit, a VIP ticket? A VIP ticket? How on earth did you score one this late? The hell? I don't think he ever freaked out like that in the fucking main story. Syndican slang came out of his mouth. That's a lot. I thought you had like 3, not counting the recent Sibylla. She couldn't be more obvious in declining that. I mean, we also couldn't be any more obvious. What the fuck? I forgot to read this. How many? What kind of fucking asshole? That's still too many. What the hell? Why are there so many asterisks? We never mentioned her last name, didn't we? Oh, we did. Wait, I'm confused about the timeline again. Wait, we slipped. What? So they do have banknotes. Well, yeah, these coins and hypercubes are sort of a separate currency. Like perhaps banks employ the exact same strategy for hypercube trading, which would make enough sense considering the initial reason banks made banknotes in the first place in real life. Oh, my mouse. Foreshadowing is a literary device. Wow, never seen this image before, I'm pretty sure. Commonness. Oh, commonness. I don't think that's a real word. I don't think you can just stuff a fucking suffix on common. Okay, there's uncommon. That's a prefix. Those make sense, okay? Wow. What the fuck? Help her with what exactly? At this point, we've just become another victim of her charisma, of her riz. Mm, it was a good story. I was hoping it would tie up some loose ends from the main story, but it ended up being just its own little thing. At its core, this interrogation is about classism. The classist society, class structures, the high society, nobles, and it's a story as old as time. And I guess it's from the perspective of Parfait, a criminal. And honestly, it is kinda bold of a story to tell in a gacha game. She basically said, yep, I did the piracy, I did the theft, and I did all of it because I like entertainment. And like, honestly, I don't know, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, the points she makes throughout the interrogation is honestly kind of inspiring, you know? entertainment and fine arts and stuff should be for everyone, but in today's world, that's never really true, and people who try are scorned for it. Like, when you're already living the good life, why should your life be even gooder? When you're struggling, it should be fine for you to indulge, right? Why should you be scorned for trying to do them just because you financially can? Because I do agree with Parfai's sentiment here. Why not indulge in the fine arts? Why not pirate? It's fun. Everyone deserves to have it. And it's not like it'll be that big of a loss to most people. Maybe I'm getting the completely wrong message here, but like, initial reading seems to suggest this is supposed to be the takeaway. So I don't know.
Welcome to release and everything feels alright. Walking on the sea, hear the breath of winds floating on the breeze, drifting in the freedom. Everything feels alright.
Be sure to protect myself this time. Trust me, okay? Oh, come on, don't be mad.